talking about. All right, all right, all right. Today is Shedeur Sanders' birthday. All right, I already got a Vesta in the room. So that means that I already have a full house. Give me 1 second. Let me send out this thread. And we finna talk about it. We got some serious stuff to talk about. But first, we're gonna come here and celebrate Shedeur Sanders for his birthday and all of his accomplishments that he has. Hey, that he has accomplished in this year, his first rookie year of the NFL. Now, let me go ahead and send this message out. And guess what? We're gonna start this because we got some serious stuff to talk about. We have some serious stuff to talk about because one of my videos, is moving for the wrong reason, and I don't understand why. Let me go ahead and send out this link, and we finna start talking about it. This live was originally scheduled for 7:45 this morning. Then something came up. I had it scheduled for 2:12 in honor of Shedeur for his birthday, but because of the comments I've been getting off of that particular video, we need to go ahead and talk about it now. So we're gonna go ahead and talk about it now. Give me 1 second. All right, Shedeur Sanders' birthday. So Shedeur Sanders turned 24 years old today. So there is the video that's supposed to had dropped at 11 o'clock today. That's going to drop. That video is going to drop at 2:12 today in honor of Shedeur Sanders' birthday. So I got a live here. Alive at 11 o'clock today. Shedeur Sanders' happy birthday video is going to drop at 2:12. I had to switch out the two because all of the comments that I've been getting from another video. So let's talk about this. So Shedeur Sanders' birthday is today. Shiloh's birthday is in 2 days. So of course I'm going to be doing a video on Shiloh Sanders in the next 48 hours. The glasses, the reason why I have the glasses on, because it's a party day and we're going to celebrate Shedeur Sanders the way that he should be celebrated, despite all the haters, despite all the critics, despite all of the channels he's went through. We're going to celebrate Shedeur Sanders today. I've already seen footage on live regarding his family celebrating him, so they are doing it in the right way. And Shedeur Sanders, to all the Shedeur Sanders supporters and haters, happy birthday, Shedeur Sanders. You reach grown man status at the age of 24, and it's just going to get better. It's just going to get better. It's just going to get better. So before I go into some of the topics I was going to talk about 7 o'clock this morning, let me talk about this video. There is a live that I did, and let me go ahead and address it right now. There is a live that I did about 2 days ago regarding the Pro Bowl. I gave my final commentary. That video is only about 32 minutes long. At the end of the video, I was giving my raw reaction and my raw opinion on what I saw about the crowd regarding Shedeur. So this video is moving for some reason, which I've already updated the title. The title was Shedeur Sanders Needs Security. Based off of all of the flack and feedback I received regarding this video, I have updated it to Shedeur Sanders Needs More Security. So Tony Talks Vested Up, what are you talking about? Get to the point. At the end of the video, when I've talked about all the beautiful things that Shedeur Sanders did in the Pro Bowl, when I talked about all the stats, when I talked about all of the love that Shedeur Sanders was getting from the crowd and the players on the team, the sidelines, Roger Goodell that was there at the Pro Bowl, at the end of the video, Bucky's wonderful, wonderful video provides us all of that content. Shedeur Sanders and his family is walking outside of the building. He's getting attention. Shedeur Sanders is walking down the street. There's a group of guys that realize it's Shedeur Sanders, and they start coming running to him. So in the other live, I'm creating this scene to tell you exactly what I saw in the video. By now, a lot of people has already seen that video from Well Off Media. The guys, the first group, let me stress this, the very first group that came up to Shedeur Sanders, they came up, they were swarming him, they loved him, they had him playing the games and everything like this. Now, if you don't know, at this time, I have a military background. If you or anybody else in your family, if you know any veteran, we are taught to monitor what's going on, but also pay attention to the surrounding elements, because that's where the most risk and threat comes from. So as I'm watching this video regarding Shedeur Sanders interacting with some of his fans, giving them love, all I see is the crowd around him is growing and growing and growing and growing. And then this is when myself and some other viewers of that video say they understand why I said Shedeur Sanders needs security. The way that people was just coming around him. And when I say people, if you go back and watch that video, some people that was around Shedeur Sanders, the way that their body language was and their eyes was, I can tell that they had other thoughts in their minds. All I was pointing out that Shedeur Sanders needs security. And if he has security, he's definitely going to have to beef it up because of the attention and the crowds that are coming around him. I only did it as a recommendation, basically as also an observation that Shedeur Sanders, he's starting to gain that fame and momentum and influence and charisma, such as a Michael Jackson or a Beyonce or anybody else that is a global, I don't even want to call him celebrity, but a global person. Let's not forget, since Shedeur Sanders has been playing, even when he got drafted, Shedeur Sanders, and yes, we're going to talk about it for his birthday. He was some weeks he was the top search person in the world. Other weeks he was maybe in the top 3 search individual figures in the world. So when I saw this crowd coming around Shedeur Sanders, all I was saying was Shedeur Sanders will need security. And if security was there, Shedeur Sanders is going to need more security. So let's talk about the incident that happened of the same day that he started his first NFL game in the NFL against the Baltimore Ravens. The same exact time that he was on the field, his house was broken into. If you don't know that, that's exactly what happened. Where was his security then? If Shedeur Sanders is at the game, where was security then? A lot of people, including myself, even other podcasters, was talking about Shedeur Sanders needs to watch his circle carefully. He needs to get better security. Why did the people that broke into his home was able to break in, and then about 10 seconds later, you hear the alarm going off? Shedeur's circle at that time was much larger than what it is now. Okay, and I'm going to talk about some of the other topics, but I got to stress this because a lot of people was taking it out of context when I said that Shedeur Sanders needs security. And I'm going to stand on that because if you don't know, his father, I watch all of Bucky's videos. His father, I'm going to say about 4 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, in one of Bucky's videos, the security, let me stress it again, the security at the University of Colorado has been beefed up because Deion Sanders is getting certain quote unquote threats. And you know I can't say the D word. So if the daddy is getting threats at a university, you don't think that Shedeur Sanders, when everybody knows the type of person he is and the type of carefree person he is, out of all those people in San Francisco, out of all the people that probably just came to the Pro Bowl, even if they didn't have tickets, they still came to California to either support Shedeur Sanders or be against Shedeur Sanders. All I was pointing out was what I saw on the streets, in that interaction, and in that crowd. The wrong person could have took that opportunity to hurt Shedeur Sanders or someone in his circle. And guess what? The NFL, after all Shedeur has been through, do you know who they would have held accountable? for his injury, or if Shedeur Sanders would have been injured on the street, they would have been talking about it was Shedeur Sanders' fault. So in that video, when I said that Shedeur Sanders needed security, and like I said, I went back and changed the title. Shedeur Sanders, even if he has security now, and I believe that he does, he's going to need more security, especially if he's going to walk the streets, because San Francisco is not Cleveland. Now, I heard Shedeur Sanders, with his kind heart, and he's a gentle person, and he's a very giving person, has went into places in Cleveland that some of the other players have never went into. And I know that Shedeur Sanders is covered by the blood of Jesus. I understand that, because this channel here, we talk about God, faith, and football. So I know that God has a protection around Shedeur Sanders. I know that the spiritual, but we also have to be knowledgeable of the spiritual warfare that is going around Shedeur Sanders and all of us, especially if we have a special relationship with God. You hear what I'm saying? So by me saying that Shedeur Sanders needs security, and like I said, I've changed that title, Shedeur Sanders needs more security. Not one time did I say, or was I alluding to, that God did not have Shedeur Sanders in his bosom. Not one time was I alluding to that God was not going to protect Shedeur Sanders. We are living out here in a world that despises his celebrity and despises his daddy's celebrity. Deion Sanders is still getting death threats. Shedeur Sanders' house was just burglarized just a couple, 2 months ago. Who's not to say that nobody in that crowd was thinking of harming Shedeur Sanders, but because Bucky and that awesome camera that he was there, the only reason they didn't do it because Bucky was there, or because the camera was there. Now, one good thing that I did see, and I think I alluded in that video, before that crowd came around Shedeur Sanders went over to a cop car. Now, whatever the conversation was, I don't know, but it was him over there, and it was Shiloh over there, and it was another person in their circle. And I hope the cop was saying, "Hey, you okay? Do you need us to, hey, you need us to protect you?" And maybe Shedeur Sanders said no, because they kept walking. But another reason why, if someone may have had intentions for Shedeur, and maybe they didn't attempt to do anything, because maybe that cop car, if I was them, would have been riding around slowly, and maybe when they saw the crowds, maybe someone got on dispatch and say, "Hey, we just need a little bit more security to come around in the area." So to anyone that sees my video, and anyone that sees that video, please never, ever, ever accuse me of trying to put things out here in the universe to get Shedeur Sanders hurt, because if you've been following my video, I have nothing but love for that young man. So never, ever take one second. Never take nothing that I say out of context regarding Shedeur Sanders and his family, and especially regarding his security. Because Shedeur Sanders, on a daily basis, Shedeur Sanders and all of us, we can walk outside of a house, in the store, outside of the store, and anything could happen to us at all times. I'm a Christian woman, and I'm pretty sure most of my viewers are. And every time we get on the plane or get on the highway, we say a prayer, even though we know that God has us in our bosom. So never, ever, 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 ever take anything that I said out of context regarding Shedeur Sanders and the security that he needs. Because the way that Shedeur Sanders and his charisma is pulling people in, he's going to need that. He's definitely going to need more security. Yeah, I saw it in the University of Colorado, Boulder, Colorado. That's why I got this jersey on. I know I saw security there. But in the latest videos, you're right. You're right. Whoever been putting the comments in there, just because I didn't see it, it doesn't mean that security is not there. You're right. You were so right. But what I did see, that crowd that was forming around Shedeur Sanders, if his circle that was walking down the street was about 8 or 10, let's say security is a total of 3 to 4, ain't no way they would have controlled that circle. So I'm going to leave it right there. Investors, let me go ahead to the next topic. All right, so here we go. Speak the truth. I'm a veteran and I know what you're talking about. Thank you. He's vividly is high profile now, and some people exactly. That's all I was pointing out. Yes, people is going to show Shedeur Sanders love, but there's people that let's not be blind and naive. There's people out there that would love a chance to hurt him and push him or accidentally push him or accidentally trip him. Imagine if Shedeur Sanders would have been tripped in that crowd. They would have blamed Shedeur Sanders for being so carefree on the public streets in San Francisco, California, a place that he is not, doesn't know, he's not familiar with. If Shedeur Sanders would have been hurt after that Pro Bowl game, forget about a Super Bowl. The Super Bowl is not even being mentioned. Now, people are still talking about the Pro Bowl because Shedeur Sanders was there. Everybody would have been talking about Shedeur Sanders got hurt. Oh, this was his fault. The media has been waiting to say something regarding Shedeur Sanders to make him look like a villain. They would have used this opportunity. Now some people don't have good intentions. Security has to increase. Yes, thank you. Yes. Maybe not to separate him from the fans. Exactly. You're right. To all of the people that's been in my comments saying, just because you don't see them, they're not there. I agree with you. Security is supposed to be discreet. But from that crowd that was gathering, I didn't see no one saying, "Ho, whoa, whoa, hey, back up, please, back up, please, back up, please." I've seen more security at the University of Colorado when fans would come up to Shedeur Sanders, especially in the meet and greets. Hey, 420 Jenkins, everybody, happy birthday. Yeah. Oh, I like that. Mr. 144, happy. That's right. He's Aquarius. That's right. Happy birthday. Yes. So, we gonna move forward because I've said my piece on that, but don't take my love for Shedeur Sanders and my recommendations and my observations as something negative, okay? So this is what I was going to talk about this morning, investors. Hey, listen, hey, this is what I was going to talk about this morning, but the comments are going crazy. Oh, even one person was alluding to, I was trying to set up Shedeur Sanders to get hurt. They said, why was I putting that out there to get Shedeur Sanders to get hurt? Hey, I'm trying to expose some of the weaknesses that I see as a veteran. That's all. It was just recommendation. Shedeur Sanders, if Shedeur Sanders had an army of 100 security guards out there and I didn't see it, hey, applause, congratulations. You've already got ahead of the fanfare that he's going to receive. So it is what it is. Hey, guess what? I can only go off of what I see. As all of us, okay? All right, so let me move forward. But happy birthday, Shedeur. Happy birthday, Shedeur. And like I said, I have that video that's going to drop at 2:12 in honor of Shedeur. The 2 comes from the 2 at Colorado, and the 12 comes from the jersey that he wore in the Cleveland Browns. So let me see here. So some of these topics, I wasn't even going to be on here long this morning. At 7:45, but let me go ahead. It was a couple topics we wanted to see. So Emmitt Smith. So this is one thing that I do like. And guess what? Let me go ahead and put my shades back on because we're celebrating Shedeur Sanders' birthday. I know he's gonna have one of them wild birthdays, and I hope Bucky get all of that footage. I hope Bucky just show it all. Some footage is already coming out regarding Shedeur Sanders getting cakes and everything like that. And guess what? I did see this big burly guy. So maybe somebody saw the video, or maybe Deion Sanders, or maybe from his team was like, whoa. We gonna need some security. Trust me, I saw a big. He got security now, so I see it. Okay, even if the guy was there before, I definitely see it now. So my heart is better now. But Emmitt Smith. So this is what I like so far. This is what I see. I see a difference in these ex-NFL players coming out and speaking up for Shedeur sooner than later. In the beginning, when Shedeur Sanders got drafted, even though they had their opinions and we all thought that Shedeur Sanders was going to be playing sooner than later, from myself, I wasn't comfortable with so many current and past Hall of Famers and players being very lock-lipped about what was happening to Shedeur Sanders. But now with Emmitt Smith coming out on that platform saying what he said, I salute you, Emmitt Smith. I know Michael Irwin has been talking about the discrimination that Shedeur Sanders has faced throughout these weeks. I'm going to get shouts out to him. I'm going to get a shouts out to Shannon Sharp and Ocho Cinco. I'm going to get shouts out to Debo and Joe. That was the name of that show I was trying to call the other day, Debo and Joe. I want to give shouts out to them. I want to give shouts out, not to Emmanuel Acho, but I'm going to get shouts out to everybody that came out there. And let me not forget Shady McCoy, who has been down for Shedeur Sanders, even when he was on the facility. That show that got canceled, Shady McCoy was the only person on the facility that was standing 10 toes down for Shedeur. So I cannot leave him out. And who else? There were so many. They were far few in between, but now a lot of more NFL players are coming out and they're speaking directly to the media about Shedeur Sanders. They're speaking directly to Todd Monken. I like what Emmitt said. Emmitt says, hey, Drake May didn't have to work for it. He called out some other quarterback names, but he said, Cleveland, what do you currently have? Nothing. Shedeur Sanders is the QB1. What are we talking about? Why does Shedeur Sanders has to work for it? Now, Deion Sanders did say, and in the 2 o'clock video, it's a very small video, about 20 minutes. I did clip what Deion Sanders had said at the Pro Bowl. I think they are in San Francisco or California, wherever they are. I don't even know if I'm going to watch the Super Bowl. I may. But Deion Sanders, so they brought that up. Hey, Todd Monken did not commit to Shedeur Sanders. How do you feel about that? Deion Sanders said, hey, basically, it didn't worry him. He said, work. He said, all Shedeur Sanders got to do is work. He said he's going to get that playbook early. Shedeur Sanders is going to do what he needs to do. Shedeur Sanders is built for everything that is occurring in his life. He says, Deion Sanders, for anybody, all you got to do is work and work hard. So even though Todd Monken has not committed, quote unquote, with his words that Shedeur Sanders is going to be QB1, we already know that the writing is on the wall. Shedeur Sanders is going to be QB1. And in that video where I've been getting all that negative feedback from, why they didn't pull out some of the good things I said, okay? Todd Monken came to Cleveland. He's going to build around Shedeur. And my thing is, Shedeur, happy birthday, young man. You are where you want to be. You are QB1. We're looking at you as the franchise QB. The city of gold and the street of gold. You're walking on that, Shedeur. Everything that you wanted and you fought for, it is here. The only person that could take away that QB1 slot from Shedeur Sanders is Shedeur Sanders. That's it. I don't care if they bring in another veteran. I don't care if they do put Deshaun Watson out there and Cleveland comes out with this narrative that it's going to be a second year of a quarterback competition. Guess what? Shedeur Sanders, knowing him, Shedeur Sanders is already preparing for anything that may come out of OTAs. Shedeur Sanders is already ready. So, yeah, that's it. But I'm loving what I'm seeing. All of these past, especially the past NFL players, come out and speak out for Shedeur Sanders. I'm glad. I'm happy to see what Deion Sanders had said about him on a global stage. And did y'all hear? If y'all didn't see that clip, they asked Deion Sanders, how does he feel now about going or being an NFL coach in the future? You know what Deion Sanders said? He basically said, there's no way possible in hell that's going to happen because of what happened to his son. And Deion Sanders alluded to and I'm pretty sure Shedeur has went through a lot of mental crashes and anguish and confusion because a lot of us was confused. And we wasn't even Shedeur Sanders. Deion Sanders even alluded to that. So if you go back and watch that clip with Deion Sanders, he's sitting between Cam Newton and Ryan, I think his name is Ryan Clark. Deion Sanders said a lot in that little thing about what has been going on behind the scenes with Shedeur Sanders. And he said that Shedeur Sanders has gotten so much closer to the Lord in prayer. And I truly believe that. And I truly believe that. All right, so if we go talk about him, and then I'm gonna let you go, Vestas. And we don't talk about everybody else that has uplifted Shedeur and supported Shedeur. Let me ask y'all something. Have y'all heard anything else from Tim Hasselbeck? Oh, we did a good number on Tim Hasselbeck. Tim Hasselbeck. If you didn't see that live that I did about Tim Hasselbeck, anybody that comes on him and Rex Ryan, and I can't say Emmanuel Acho because Emmanuel Acho, quote unquote, has his own platforms to spew those negative narratives. But Rex Ryan and Tim Hasselbeck and whoever else they find under a rock to come on these platforms and say something absurd on purpose, ludicrous on purpose, they actually need a test. They need one of them D tests. I really think these people be popping something or taking something before they get on these platforms, because some of these narratives is real. I already knew what YouTube go do to this video, but it's real crackish. You hear what I'm saying? These people are crazy with these narratives. So Tim Hasselbeck, if you don't know his stats, this is what I covered. This is what I uncovered in one of my last lives regarding Tim Hasselbeck. Tim Hasselbeck had the nerve to say that Shedeur Sanders would never, that none of the 31 other teams would pick Shedeur Sanders or bring Shedeur Sanders in as a quarterback. He only said that the reason that Shedeur Sanders is still in the Cleveland Browns is because he's on contract. So they have to keep Shedeur Sanders. That's not true. That's not true, Tim. As being a formal NFL quarterback, that's not true, Tim. They could trade Shedeur Sanders to another team, but they're not going to do that. And also, Tim had said that he couldn't even see Shedeur Sanders walking into this year's season, 2026, even as QB2. I told you these people be on some stuff. He said that about a Pro Bowler. Shedeur Sanders, like I say, wherever you are in the world with your family, happy birthday, Pro Bowler. First time rookie, 5th round rookie quarterback in history of the NFL. Congratulations, Shedeur. You have gotten so many early birthday presents, Shedeur Sanders, from the same league that try to tear you down. Look at God, Shedeur. All of them times that Shedeur Sanders said, thank you, God, all the way up from October, before October, up until now. All Shedeur Sanders said was, thank you, God. I like that. So Shedeur Sanders, Pro Bowler, first round rookie quarterback in NFL history. Pro Bowler. Happy birthday, Shedeur. Happy birthday, Shedeur. What else did I have on my list? I've talked about Tim Hasselbeck. We destroyed him in the other live. Let me go back to Tim Hasselbeck. Yeah. Let me let you go, Vestas. So for him to be up on that platform thinking what he said was something that we need to listen to. And if you want to find that video, the thumbnail is red and black, and I got across the front Tim Hasselbeck who, and the weight of his comments is 0.000%. We don't care about what Tim Hasselbeck said, because once I looked at his stats, he only played for 6 years in the league. I thought it was 16 to 18. I gave him benefit of the doubt, but he only played for six seasons in the league. He only played out of those 6 years in the league. He only played for 7 games. He only threw for 5 touchdowns, and he only threw for 112 yards. And like I said in my video, there go that 12 again. Look at God. He only threw for 1,012 yards. Shedeur Sanders already has that in 7 games of his first rookie contract. So how can Tim Hasselbeck think he has the nerve to put his mouth on Shedeur Sanders? 5 touchdowns and 7 interceptions. Hey, do y'all remember? Hey, and this is another thing. Let's come on with the receipts. Investors, I know you came in this room with your notes, your drink, and your vest. Hey, anytime, anybody, those out there that Shedeur Sanders in his rookie year, because they never bring up Peyton Manning. They never bring up Tom Brady's rookie year. But yeah, Shedeur Sanders had what, 7 touchdowns and 10 interceptions. Well, guess what? He ain't the only one. He's not the only one. In Tim Hasselbeck's rookie year with the Washington Redskins, he had 5 TDs and 7 interceptions. So anytime anybody throws up Shedeur Sanders' stats in his rookie year, there's another receipt that you can throw in all his haters' face and pull up Tim Hasselbeck. Tim Hasselbeck should have stayed under that rock that he was under, because now we got another receipt that we can throw in Shedeur Sanders' haters' face in terms of, oh, Shedeur Sanders threw for more interceptions than touchdowns. And we already knew them. Most of this interception was not his, came off the hands of the wide receivers. Just like in the Pro Bowl, Shedeur's stats was 18 of 22. Shedeur's stats had 230 yards that he threw for 2 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. Those interceptions came off the hands of the wide receiver. One of them was Bengals wide receiver Chase. The other wide receivers was from the Bengals, I think the Broncos. His name was Sutton. He just gave up on the run, or he misread it. Guess what we saw in Bucket's video? The same video that I talked about in my live. Sutton came up and apologized to Shedeur Sanders on camera in that well-off video and said, man, that was on me. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. So you let somebody come up and talk about Shedeur Sanders' 2 interceptions. Thank you. Yep. Number 1. Hey, thank you, Elizabeth Doyle. Hey, Peyton Manning holds the NFL records for the most interceptions thrown by a rookie quarterback. They ain't bringing up Peyton Manning's name with 28 interceptions. Thank you. Thank you, Grim Creeper. I know you are a day one investor. Thank you so much. Miss Sparks, good morning, everyone, and happy birthday. You have missed a lot, so you got to go back and watch the video. But you know what? I'm gonna just go ahead and give a recap. So in one of my lives, probably about 3 days ago, the title was Shedeur Sanders Needs Security. And I was just alluding to, I was just giving my opinion about the end of the Pro Bowl, that experience, what I saw on the field, and how Shedeur Sanders and his family was walking down the street. And I just made one comment that Shedeur Sanders needs security because I didn't like the crowd that was coming around Shedeur Sanders. And I have been getting eaten up in the comments because either they said that I'm alluding to, I think one person said that I'm trying to set Shedeur Sanders up to get hurt because I'm exposing a weakness. Okay. As a veteran, that's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to look at any situation in any environment and say, hey, maybe this can do better. And then I was accused of, I don't know if they listened to my channel, but this channel is God, Faith, and Football. They said Shedeur Sanders basically didn't need security because the blood of Jesus is over his life. I totally agree. I totally agree. And the blood of Jesus was over his life when his house was broken in and security wasn't doing their job. I was just alluding to, hey, we have a spiritual protection. God is with us at all times, but we still have to be weary and understand that the enemy still lurks. Okay. But hey, thank you. They've been eating me up they've been eating me up in the comments, and I've been fighting back. But let me see. So at first I thought it was some haters just coming in, but then when I saw some concerned aunties coming in and they started saying the same thing, I said, well, hold on, maybe are they watching the video? Are they watching the video? Maybe they're not watching the video. Maybe they only focusing on the title. So what I did as a responsible creator, I updated the title and said that Shedeur Sanders will need more security because of the fame and the blessings that are falling on his life. He doesn't need to be walking around the streets. And if he does, he needs more security. That's all I said. Thank you. He must be wise. A lot of people said that even before I even started the channel, when he was going to certain areas in Cleveland, in certain areas in Cleveland, they was like, hey, even Denzel Ward was like, hey man, be careful. Go over there, make sure you got some security with you. Why nobody jumped on them? That's Cleveland. So I don't think that Cleveland will hurt Shedeur Sanders. But I look at these factors here. Shedeur Sanders was in a whole nother state, walking in the dark. His mother was there. So even if Shedeur Sanders was not getting hurt, what about Shiloh? Shiloh still has admirations to become an NFL player. I didn't want him hurt. I didn't want Bucky hurt. I didn't want their mother hurt. I didn't want the young man that has grew up with them since he was a little boy named Florida. I didn't want him hurt. I didn't want nobody else in their group to be hurt. All I was saying was Shedeur Sanders needs security. I didn't see security when he went to Paris. And maybe they were there. And the crowds around Paris, around Shedeur Sanders and Shiloh, I don't think 90% of those people knew who they were. So maybe they felt comfortable. You know, I've been to Paris. I've been to Germany. Let me tell you this. I will say this. I will say this. In Europe, Paris, Germany, Ramstown, Cape Town, Stuttgart, just Germany, Europe as a whole, you can walk around down the streets in alleys, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning. You're safe over there. Crime over there in that country is like 0.0001 because they don't play with crime. But California is not Europe. If you understand what I'm just saying, you can't do that in the United States. You can't even do it in certain parts of America. Okay. So that's what I was just trying to highlight. But yeah, wise. And I think with time, and if I was Bucky is the oldest brother. I'm pretty sure Bucky, when he saw that and because he was there, he felt that, he probably said, hey, Dad, or hey, we gonna need more security, because it was like when Shedeur Sanders was walking down the street and that first group came up to him, and it was brothers from Jackson, Mississippi. And it was a group of them. So like I said earlier in the live, even though people probably couldn't get into the Pro Bowl, they still came to California to even get a glimpse of Shedeur Sanders. So if Shedeur Sanders supporters came to California, I'm pretty sure, don't you think Shedeur Sanders haters would have flew to California with different intentions? Let's be wise. I've been there and felt free and safe. Yes, Europe just gives you that. Europe gives you that. I love Europe. I love Europe. So yeah, I would say Shedeur Sanders and Shiloh and whoever else was in a circle was more safe in Europe than in California. We are talking about California. We are talking about Cleveland. We are talking about the 50 states of the United States. You can't even go in Hawaii and walk the streets now in the dark. Now in Waikiki, that script, you can do that. The police is out there. But what is that telling you? If the police was not out there, that area would be crime, because they do have a lot of homelessness there in Hawaii now because of Maui burned down and a lot of the citizens moved to Waikiki. You can't even do that in Paradise no more. Walk down the streets. And this is a personal experience that I had in Waikiki. Okay. So investors and viewers, if you ever go to Hawaii in the future, 1 time, 2 times, or 3 times, if you've been to Hawaii before, Hawaii now is totally different. Okay. And Travis Hunter was over there after week 18 with his family. Okay. I didn't see security, but I'm pretty sure with his baby, Travis Hunter ain't playing that he's going to have security. I didn't see nobody coming around Travis Hunter and his family, his wife and his baby, like the way they was coming around Shedeur Sanders. So I don't think Travis Hunter is playing that with his family. But 2 years ago, me and the love of my heart, my mother, we were in Hawaii. We were there for about 9 days. I was there for work travel. And the very last day, now let me tell you about Hawaii. This is a warning. Not to say don't go to Hawaii, but this is what you need to know. What we did, so we knew this after the fact. Wink after the fact. So Hawaii has a lot of beaches. The most crowdest beach is Waikiki, right outside the hotels out the Strip. You can go there if you want to, because now I know it's the most secure, but it's packed. and it's not really a beach. You may got about 10 or 20 feet of sand, and then you have the water. It's still beautiful. It's still beautiful. But what we did was Hawaii, some of their most beautiful beaches is on the other side of the island. It's on North Shore, South Shore, and the West. So we took it upon ourselves just to go out for a scenic ride. And we went to a beach, maybe not even 20 minutes from Waikiki, called Sandy Beach. We was not even there 45 minutes. We didn't get in the water. We just took some lounge chairs, sat in the sand. Beautiful, beautiful. The wind was chirping. The birds was coming around. It really was like paradise. My mother enjoyed it. I was having a good time. It was less than, and the wind took my hat. It was like in a movie. The wind took my hat, one of them same hats that y'all see me on the lives, took my hat and threw it into the ocean. It was like a movie scene. So my mother, she's laughing, and I'm running to the waves to get my hat. I can't catch it. I can't catch it. I was in the military. I don't have the endurance like I used to, but the wind was strong, the waves were strong, and I just happened to turn around, and I looked, and there's somebody up on the bank trying to get my attention, and I could tell it was a lifeguard. So I'm like, what's going on? So I run up the bank. In under 45 minutes, someone had broke into the rent-a-car and snatched all of my mother's, all of her personal belongings, ID cards, and everything. It was hell trying to get out of Hawaii because she had lost everything. So this is how I knew that Hawaii and certain places is, and this is what I was alluding to with Shedeur Sanders, even though there's not a sign that says, hey, beware a robbery or theft or break-ins or whatever, you don't know what type of element you're walking into. It wasn't until the police came, and guess how long it took them to come? Maybe 5 minutes, if that. I said, well, how did they get here so fast? The Hawaiian police, they patrol those beaches because now all of those beaches are high crime area. And there's no sign posted. If I would have saw a sign posted that, high crime area, it's no way I would have pulled over. But what they do is, and this is another thing in Hawaii, you want to go to Hawaii, you want to enjoy yourself, you want to get, SUVs and everything like this. Criminals in Hawaii, they know you now by the car. They target you by the car that you drive into, that you're driving in. So what we had in, I'm assuming it drew a lot of attention. So when you go to these places, try to blend in. And I think that's what Shedeur Sanders was probably doing. He had a hoodie on his head. He was walking down the street. But still, they recognized him in the dark. They recognized Shedeur Sanders in the dark. Okay, hold on. Let me go here. I've been there in Europe. People don't bother you. I'm here where you had no issues. Korea, Germany. Yes. And they love black men. Who love black men? Who love black men, Miss Spark? What part of my story? What part of my story made you put that comment in there? But what I'm saying, in Hawaii and anywhere you go, even with the blood of Jesus, even with the prayers, even with the spiritual protection, just be aware of your surroundings. Watch your elements, especially if you don't know your elements, especially if it's at night. Just be more cautious and careful. And that's it. Miss Spike, you still ain't saying nothing. You still ain't saying nothing. Europe. Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. Everywhere I went, love. Every place I've went, they love black men. They love black men. Black men are beautiful. I understand. Black men are beautiful. Did you see on the Well Off Media all the people when Shedeur Sanders was still in the arena, all the people that was looking at him, especially the women, hint, especially the women. If Shedeur Sanders wasn't giving them the attention, and a lot of other people said this in other videos. Oh, I saw it. Hey, Shedeur, watch out for that one behind you. These women, when Shedeur Sanders was interacting with his nephew and his brother, you could see people on this side and that side, just looking at him, especially it was women like, man, I hope he turn around and I hope I catch his eye or whatever. Just be careful, Shedeur Sanders, along with a lot of other athletes. Just be careful, because you don't know, baby. They got schemes, just like Todd Monken is deriving schemes and plays for Shedeur Sanders. There's some people out there coming out coming up with schemes and plays for Shedeur Sanders in the wrong way. You hear what I'm saying? He's a target. Oh my, and the worst thing that I would hate for somebody to falsely accuse him of anything egregious. So do a lesson learned, that issue that Michael Irvin went through with maybe about 2 or 3 years ago in that hotel. All he did was just talk to someone and said, very friendly. They took that out of context. Hell, when Michael Irvin countersued, Marriott paid him $50+ million. Come on with it. Come on with it, Michael Irvin. Come on with it. And trust me, Deion Sanders already prepared Shiloh, already prepared Shedeur and Bucky, and his daughters too. Because who knows? If somebody say, okay, well, if I can't get to Shedeur Sanders, Shiloh, or Bucky because, hey, I can't break that wall and that penetration, hey, go ahead. I need you to go over there and fall in love or make Shedeur Sanders' sister fall in love with you. And that's how we go get them. That's how we go get them. So, hey, it is what it is. When I was in, yeah. Oh, now, trust me. Just because I say that everywhere we go, they love black men. Trust me, there's a lot of places that love black women. Wink, wink, and they don't let you know out in public, but they love us too. They love us too. Hey, Sylvester's already been on here about 45 minutes. I think I've covered everything that I wanted to. But at 2:12, I'm dropping my video dedicated to Shedeur Sanders. So if you have time, please go out there. Please go out there and watch the video. And if not, please go to Shedeur Sanders' X account and drop happy birthday, Shedeur Sanders, because we celebrating Shedeur Sanders all the way from Georgia to California and from the north to the south and globally. Let's speak about that. I'm gonna let you go. Did you see there was teams from other countries at the Pro Bowl, and they was just those kids was flocking Shedeur Sanders? Now I think when Shedeur Sanders probably go back to Europe, he may be recognized more. Wink, wink, if you know what I'm saying, because Germany represented hard, and they represented hard. I mean, they had so many international teams, young kids there supporting the Pro Bowl, and they was, boy, you just held Shedeur, 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 Shedeur. Hey, Bucky could take all of those Shedeur echoes and make a song. You hear what I'm saying? He could create Shedeur Sanders a theme song based off how many people is calling Shedeur Sanders' name. Paris, they still. All right, Vesta. So thank you for coming into this room. And if you didn't have an opportunity, just please double tap the screen and give me a like. That's all I need so the algorithm doesn't kill the video. But this video right here, and I wish I could play some music, because right now I would play that T.I. That thing hitting hard. Ooh. What is it called? Now, let me play a little bit, just a little sample, maybe 5 seconds of it. That thing hitting hard. I would love to play that song for Shedeur Sanders. And actually, before they started playing it in the Pro Bowl, I heard this song in the background. I mean, that thing was hitting on all the chords, on all frequencies. I said, good gracious, who made that beat? It wasn't until 24 hours later, 48 hours later, I didn't know that was T.I.'s new song. What is it called? Let Them Know. Shedeur Sanders on your birthday. Hold on, let me hold on before I go crazy. Hold on, and then I'm gonna leave y'all on this note right here. I want to make sure that's the name of this song, because something just came up to my head, in my head. T.I. song. Hold on, Vesta. Go Shedeur. This took a hit. If you haven't heard this song, you need to go out and hear this song that T.I. done dropped for us. Hey, I'm gonna get a copyright. Let me tell you that. Ooh, if I could play that song during this whole live, boy, y'all would have saw another side of Tony Talks Vested Up, because you know I love music. And on the lives, I can't play the music like I want to on my videos, but baby, I would have been tearing that song up. So Shedeur Sanders, wherever you is in this world, go ahead and let them know who you are. They already got a taste of who you are. But Shedeur Sanders for 2026 and even in this off season, go ahead and show them who you are, because we know who you are. And go ahead, Shedeur. I just want you to go ahead. When you throw up that watch, you go ahead and put your feet on their chest, because they playing with you. But that's okay, Shedeur Sanders, because we got your back. All right, we got your back. Shedeur Sanders' birthday is today. Everybody go out there and flood his platforms and just say, happy birthday, nephew. Shedeur Sanders is 24. He's getting that grown man status. And guess what? Just like Shedeur Sanders is letting them know, we on Tony Talks Vested Up is letting them know also. All right, Vesters, until next time, make sure you get your notes, your drink, and your vest. Woo! Because we vested up today. Let me see here. The NFL Pro Bowl is going to be... Yes! Woo! That's all. Okay, I knew it was something else. I knew it was something else. They did talk about that the flag footballs, they're going to start implementing that, slowly integrating that into middle school, high school, college, both men and women. So that's a good thing. But I can see that. That's why they had all the other teams from country. Because yeah, it was a global audience. It was a global audience. You had your supporters and you had your haters there, okay? And Roger Goodell too was giving Shedeur Sanders love on the sidelines. But just like the supporters, you got them haters. And you gotta be careful. You gotta be careful. So hey, Vesters, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Hey, go ahead and throw that watch up, because Shedeur Sanders is gonna let them know. Investors, when you see them out there in them comments, you go ahead and let them know that, hey, we represent Shedeur Sanders and we ain't faltering and we ain't giving up. We don't care. Just be safe. Just be safe. All right, 365 degrees, just be safe. Investors, let them know, okay? All right, investors, talk to you later.